If you look in the book of Malachi, which is the very, very last book of the Christian Old Testament, if you look at chapter 3, that's this chapter where he talks about tithing. Will a man rob God? That famous passage. You'll notice that the verse right before the famous tithing verses come, 8, 9, and 10, the verse right before, Malachi 3, verse 7, look at this. Even from the days of your fathers you are gone away from mine ordinances and have not kept them. Return unto me, and I will return unto you, saith the Lord of hosts. But ye say, wherein shall we return? And then he talks about tithing. Are you noticing that God is inviting his people? I will be your God. You will be my people. But people, you live in a world that really, really values money and what money can do for you and what money does to you. And if you're not careful, money will become your God in one way or another. And I want to be your God. So return to me. How do you return to me? In the payment of tithing. That's interesting. And if you pay your tithing, you sacrifice this, in the day of my coming, you won't be burned. Well, why won't you be burned? Because the world hasn't become your God. You're not worshiping the idols of the world. God is your God. And one of the ways that he helps us establish that, not just in our mind and in our heart, but in our whole life, our whole approach, is in us being willing to sacrifice a little teeny portion of our income to him, to say, I love thee more than I love this money. Now look down at verse 24. For after today cometh the burning. This is speaking after the manner of the Lord. For verily I say, tomorrow all the proud and they that do wickedly shall be as stubble, and I will burn them up. For I am the Lord of hosts, and I will not spare any that remain in Babylon. Do you think there might be some implications to people in Kirtland in 1831 who have said, no, actually, I'm not going to consecrate what I promised to consecrate, my property. I love my property and my house and my money more than I love this commitment that I've made to God. And they've reneged on that covenantal promise that they've made. And he says, verse 25, wherefore, if ye believe me, ye will labor while it is called today. You'll sacrifice, you'll work while it is today. Look around you. There are lots of things you can do today. Now, shift clear down to verse 33. Wherefore, be not weary in well-doing, for ye are laying the foundation of a great work, and out of small things proceedeth that which is great. Behold, the Lord requireth the heart and a willing mind. And the willing and obedient shall eat the good of the land of Zion in the last days. Brothers and sisters, whether it's forgiveness, whether it's tithing, whether it's being anxiously engaged in doing the best you can and striving to keep the covenants that you've made and keep the commandments of God, these are all invitations for us to become more fully consecrated to God, to become more like Jesus himself, who was the ultimate example of what it means to be consecrated to God the Father in his life.